Hey, it's Shelly with Faith X, helping you connect your faith and your business with confidence. Today I'm doing a quick video because I have been super busy. I went traveling over the weekend, like for a 24-hour trip to Vancouver, Canada. So it's kind of weird being in another country for just like one day, but went there to see a friend who I hadn't seen in person ever, thanks to the internet. We're still friends. We've known each other for a year, I think, and just Zoom and Skype and things like that, but got to meet her in real life, and that was really cool. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today, and the reason I'm doing this walk today right now, is because I have been really thinking about what it means to be resting and to make rest an important part of the self-care and just like our normal like success practices as an entrepreneur. And I know that we say, oh yeah, we know, and especially as Christian entrepreneurs, we know that we're supposed to be resting. You know, God rested on the seventh day; He doesn't need to rest, and so like that was just an example for us. And so we can, we should be resting a lot, and if we don't, we should feel guilty about it. And I want to kind of change that a little bit, and just say like, okay, instead of saying that, hey, we just need to rest more, and like if you're super busy, just don't be busy. Because that's not practical, and that's not very helpful either. And guilt is never really something that is like, oh hey, this is super helpful because now you're not doing it and you're feeling bad about not doing it. Instead, we can focus on what can we do, right, to get us a little bit closer to what we're hoping to do it as more of a regular practice. So what I thought I would do, because I was thinking about this, and like, I don't feel like I can rest. I feel like I'm catching up from this thing, traveling, and then everything is going on, and I'm studying for another certification, and so it's all really busy. Still trying to run my business, still trying to do all these other things, and it's been feeling incredibly busy. And so I've been feeling like I don't have time to rest. And when I do rest, I feel guilty about not working, and when I don't rest, I feel guilty about not resting. And so I'm just stuck in this vicious guilt cycle, I guess. No matter what I do, it's not good enough. And so I was thinking, okay, like I know that I'm supposed to be resting. I know I want to be resting. I know it makes me a better person and a more balanced person. It makes me a better able to serve my clients when I'm well rested. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I do that? And part of the way that I do that is not by saying rest has to look a certain way or has to be a certain amount of time. So one way I did it, practically speaking, is I slept in on yesterday when I came back from the trip. Another way I did it is I'm just taking this little break to walk around, be outside. It just started as a little thing of like, okay, I'm just going to get outside today at least once, get away from my desk, not be doing something productive. And then I was walking and I was like, oh, you know what? I need to make a video about this, because to me, this walking is not really, like, I didn't go on this thing to have a walk. I just went because I needed to get outside. And that was like the only thing that I was thinking about at the moment. I was like, this can be a really practical way of putting in a little bit of break, getting some rest, getting away from my desk. And I was thinking about like, okay, instead of saying, okay, we all need a seventh of our week to go to resting, like that model, if that's not realistic for you right now, then don't start there and be like, oh, I can't do that, all or nothing attitude, right? Start with something that you can do. Start with a small step. It's going to get you a little bit closer to that. Start with, hey, I'm going to get up out of my desk and like eat my lunch away from my desk today. Or that seems like too big of a thing. I'm going to take one phone call outside today. I'm going to do one small thing. I'm going to even go home like 5 minutes earlier if you work in an office. I'm going to go, I don't know, not be so focused on like rest has to be a whole bunch of time all at once. And if you don't have time, give up and feel guilty. That's not the thing, right? We're all entrepreneurs. We all do hard things, and we can make something like especially with God, right? Like we're doing this so we can be more balanced, and we can do the things that God wants us to do more efficiently. And to have that be something that just causes more shame or more guilt, like that's not good. So having a way to do that in small steps so that you can say, hey, okay, I practice this. Oh man, so many trees and branches. I got a duck. I'm just doing this to get the practice, to get the feeling, get the habit of taking a rest, taking a break, even in a small way. To be able to say that you're moving in that direction is already going to give you some level of like, hey, I did it. I did some like, it's a confidence building step. It's showing you that you can do something that you thought was maybe not possible, even if it's not like the ideal, right? You might have this ideal like, yeah, someday I'm going to work 4 hours and I'm going to like have this wonderful work-life balance. And right now you might not have that, but right now you could get one step closer to that, right? So having that as your goal is like, I'm going to move one step closer versus I'm going to have it all right now or not at all. To be resting where you can and to be more intentional about the rest. So it's not just like, and then I checked out this one YouTube video in between meetings. And if that's all you have time for, fine, do that. But right now, like you probably have a little bit more time than you think you do. Maybe instead of that YouTube video for the 5 minutes, you just get up and walk around. Try to have some level of, what can I do to make this one step closer to the goal? If your normal is to watch a YouTube video, then what is one step beyond that, right? Just one small thing. If your normal is to go on a walk every lunchtime, what's another thing that you can do to build in rest? Or maybe walking is your productivity thing. Like you feel like, wow, that's a really loud truck. Sorry about that. Maybe it feels like, oh, that's still a productivity thing because you're doing some meeting when you're walking around or something. Then choose something else. Like make it yours, but do something so that you're feeling like there is still some movement, some progress toward that goal of rest, if that is a goal. And I think as Christian entrepreneurs, again, I think that should be a goal that we're moving toward and that we're doing as a part of being a normal, balanced human being, a normal, balanced entrepreneur, a normal, balanced Christian. And that is not to say that if you're not doing that, you're not normal, because that's definitely something that is variable. And actually, there's a lot to being not normal, right? Especially as an entrepreneur. And being Christian, right? All depends on your definition of normal. So I guess that would be a bad thing to say is like a normal person, but that rest is a good thing to have no matter who you are, no matter where you are in your business, no matter where you are in terms of your walk with God and like how much you are doing, how busy you feel like you're doing things, or maybe you have a lot of time but you're not using it in a restful way. To be prioritizing just even for a small moment that rest, right? If you're having trouble with this, if you feel like even the things that I said were way too much, like it just feels so overwhelming, leave a comment and I'll help you problem solve. Together we can find out a way that you can fit even like 5 minutes of rest in your day. It doesn't feel like much at first. It might not grow into anything. It might snowball into something like this walk. I thought I was just going to step outside for a second and I'm on this walk. It's been like 15 minutes. But I just really, I know that I feel it when I'm not making time to rest and get away from working and things like that. Both during the day and like even in downtime, because sometimes downtime is not restful, right? So making time to do that, making sure that you're being mindful of whether you're actually resting during your day and during your life, that could be a really good thing. And I think that will help us have more space so we're not feeling chaotic and overwhelmed. And I know for me personally, when I have more rest in my life, when I have more rest built in, when I'm a little bit more balanced like that, then everything doesn't feel so bad. And I don't feel like I can't trust God in this chaos because I know that no matter what, He is still in control. And it's not so much like I have to figure it all out because everything's happening right now and I can't wait for anything to happen. I can't be actively, patiently waiting on God, on His plan to unfold because I need my plan to unfold because we're like 3 hours behind schedule and blah, 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 and like everything is going on. But if I'm resting, I have a little bit better perspective, right? It's like that normal self-care thing, like, and in this case, normal meaning the basic self-care practices, like you need sleep, you need to eat. you need rest during the day, those kinds of things, if you're not doing those, everything feels chaotic and like an emergency. And so if this feels like you, like if you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed and like this is just too much, please leave a message or reach out to me. I would love to share my experience. I would love to help you in yours. We can just talk it out and see what is one area that you can start working on, and really start feeling like, hey, I've done at least 5 minutes of rest today, because it's going to make a world of difference. And I think it will affect your relationship with God and your ability to trust Him, to do the things He says He will on His time instead of yours. So that's it. This is Shelly from Faith X, helping you connect your faith and your business with confidence. I will see you next week. Bye.